is it going, everybody? My name's Avid, and today we're building another boss fight. In the last episode, we put together this beautiful but also very evil looking boss room where players are going to have to go through 4 different phases of this boss in order to rid the town of Rosewood from this curse that lies beneath. If you haven't seen my other few episodes, I highly recommend you check them out. But to catch you up really quickly, there's a beautiful Swiss town up above that transforms into the evil town of Vilethorn at night. Once you solve a puzzle in the town, you go through the roguelike dungeons called the Catacombs, which we made entirely in vanilla Minecraft. And once you beat the Catacombs, you head into this boss chamber where you get to take on the Curse of Vilethorn in the hopes of ridding the town of Rosewood from its curse. Guys, we have so much work to do today, so let's just jump right into the episode. So I'm going to start today's episode off with something a little bit controversial. I know people feel very strongly about the differences between Java and Bedrock, and as many of you know, I am a Java player, not for any particular reason other than that I learned and started on Java. But today I want to say that I am jealous of a Bedrock feature. Yeah, there is actually a feature in Bedrock called camera shake. It looks something like this, and you can actually have a player's camera go like this. Which is so cool if you wanted to simulate an earthquake or an asteroid exploding on the ground or shockwaves rippling through the player's body. Yeah, we can't do that on Java. Or can we? So something you guys should know about me is once I get my mind set on something, it's really hard to get it unset. And that's generally a good thing unless it's truly an unsolvable problem, which in that case, then my head explodes. But the good news is this is actually a really solvable problem. The whole thing starts with an observer clock, which you see here. And when you point 2 observers at each other, they flash really quickly like this. I have a whole video on clocks if you want to check that out. But basically what we do is we create an observer clock and we put commands on either side of the clock. So they will actually alternate with each other here. And the command on the left is going to shift the player a little bit to the left. That's all it does. And the command on the right is going to shift the player a little bit to the right. And as you can imagine, that's all it takes to make this kind of buggy looking, but still very functional earthquake effect. And with that new Tremor tech all completed, I now want to take a second visit at the aesthetics of this room. And in particular, I want to add something a little bit more interesting to the roof. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to build out a centralized chandelier. So with that being said, let's jump right into the time lapse. Oh man, you guys. As you know, I don't ever plan out my builds with time lapses. I just kind of wing it and see where it goes. And wow, that is probably one of the coolest things I have ever winged or wung ever. I mean, look, it just looks so amazing. And check out this view from down here at the center. If I can just get it just right. Look at this. Look at it's like you have all of these little iron bars, like swords coming down. I love the colors. I love the way it glows, and the little tips of iron bars just look perfectly on this. Honestly, I don't know what I was doing. I just went for it, and I am so happy with the result. And with the chandelier completed, I realized I'm kind of getting a bit ahead of myself here because I haven't told you guys about, well, my plan. And so, what better way to show you my plan than to head down to the command center just beneath our boss room. And now this is where things get exciting because we can see our entire boss fight in front of us. And hopefully I can do my best to explain to you guys how we are going to finish this boss. So the good news is we've already finished up 2 of the 16 different bits of this boss fight. And the next thing we need to start on is the room transformation. And I mean, really, it only makes sense that the room transforms from its evil self to its good self and back again, just like our town up above. I mean, it fits the theme, right? But the question is, how are we going to do this? Well, the answer is a whole bunch of fill and replace commands to replace all of the different sections of the chamber that I felt could go from good to evil. So I made the room up here look a little bit more evil by updating the floor just a touch to add that kind of creepy, cursed feeling. But then I had to go and transform as many parts of this room from a palette perspective from evil to good. And then finally, I had to come up with a cinematic way to transform this room from the good version to the evil version, because that's exactly what's going to happen in the cutscene. So I think this button here, how cool is this? So this is how the room originally looked before the curse took hold. It's a gateway, a portal room where all of the members of this secret society could get to distant lands by taking any one of these sacred portals. But of course, during a meeting of the secret society, a trap was sprung and the curse took hold of Rosewood. Room transformation mostly complete. And I say mostly because it's time to start on the boils. I've kind of come up with this very cool, but I would say a little bit gross idea of how players are going to attack the curse. You see, the curse is going to throw challenges at the player in 4 different waves. And after the player survives one of those waves, a boil, I know, super gross, is going to randomly appear on one of the 4 platforms here. And this boil essentially contains the essence of the curse. So players are going to be in adventure mode, and they're going to have some kind of tool like a blessed sickle or something like that that can actually chip away at some of this crimson material. And once they chip away enough, they can get to that gooey inner essence, destroy it, and the curse is going to scream out in pain. What are we building here? Are we out of our minds? The curse is going to be damaged and scream, and then the next wave is going to begin. Well, I made the boils, and I wonder if there's something wrong with my brain. Because this is absolutely horrifying. Look at this thing. I mean, it looks like it's screaming out with anger as it's slowly being eradicated. My gosh, the players are gonna have so much fun playing this boss fight. Done! But what does done mean? Well, it means we have all 4 of the boils on the perimeter coded into structure blocks. I'll show you that in a moment. And when they show up, the player gets a message that says where the boil appeared. Now, we also have a watcher to check to see if that beautiful essence on the inside has been destroyed. And right now I have a temporary message to let me know, at least, that it has been destroyed. Lastly, and my favorite part, is the center boil where the Curse of Vilethorn reveals itself. And once players chip away at the essence in here, the curse is defeated and the room is won. So first things first, you'll notice down in our command room, we have structure blocks now that are just underneath each of those pedestals where we can spawn in our boils. And just beneath those structure blocks are gold blocks, which we can turn into redstone blocks in order to activate the structure block. For those of you who don't know how structure blocks work, you should totally check out my video, by the way. It'll explain everything. But of course, structure blocks are only half the battle here, and the rest of the work is actually summoning in those boils. I'm gonna get really tired of saying that word. Looking at these rows, the logic is actually really simple. We turn on the structure block by changing the block beneath it to redstone, and then we send a message to the player letting them know what quadrant the boil summoned in, and then finally we disengage the structure block by turning that block back to gold. Now, the most complicated part of this is this little gold section here, and in order to understand why I have it, we're gonna talk for a moment about a little frustrating, we'll call it feature with repeating command blocks. So here is one of the most basic examples of a repeat command block. See, I have a repeat command block here that is watching to see if I'm within a distance of 5 blocks. And if I am, then it's going to run this command, which tells me you won the room. The only problem is repeat command blocks are really power hungry. So we only want to run repeat command blocks when they are needed. So the way to solve that problem is to set the repeat command block to require redstone. And then now this is only going to be running when it is powered. And that makes a heck of a lot of sense. You see here, now it goes low and then it goes high. But what happens when that signal goes away and the condition was previously on? That means it's never going to go down until it's powered again. And if this is controlling whether I won the room or not, now the player has technically still won the room. Like, this command could get triggered if the chunk gets unloaded and then reloaded again. Are we stuck with running repeat command blocks as always active? No! AND gates. For those of you who don't know, this little contraption here is a redstone AND gate. And what that means is both signals here have to be on in order for the output signal to also be on. And so in this case, we AND together the repeat command block and the signal that powers the repeat command block. And so we can't get into that state now where the command block is unpowered and its signal is on. That will not execute the win command. And with that long-winded explanation, now you understand that this monstrosity is just a vertical AND gate. It's just a little more compact. And the output of that AND signal goes to these two commands here, which basically tell the player the curse is defeated, that's temporary, and we roar and shake the whole room with our little shaker. And with the boils done, that is a check, and now we are on to the Spore Explosions. What's a Spore Explosion? Well, I'll show you what I've been prototyping here. So this is actually really cool. You can use particles, specifically the dust particle, and you can create any color that you want out of it. So the first 3 numbers here actually adjust the color parameter. And I was thinking, wow, that's amazing. You can also adjust the size of the particles themselves to get a little bit more granular with how you want your particle cloud to look. And now there are these tiny little ones. I like the big ones. So I've been playing around here to try to get something that looks like an expanding spore cloud. And yeah, that's about as perfect as it gets. So the way this is going to work is these are going to randomly spawn in around the boss room, and they are going to grow in size and then explode. And players, if they are nearby, will take a whole bunch of damage, maybe be lit on fire or get poisoned. Yeah, ooh, poison. And honestly, that was surprisingly simple. This is all it takes to randomly summon in one of those spore explosions at one of these 4 armor stands. And you know what? I'm just going to stop talking and show you guys. So that one got picked. There it goes. Boom. Let's do it again. It's so cool. Look at that. Explodes out with all those spores everywhere. And if I put myself into adventure mode, and let's see if I get lucky or unlucky. Okay, head to this one. And if I get close to it, the firework actually hits me for a little bit of damage. I'm stuck with the poison, and that is exactly what we were going for. So now all we have to do is litter the boss room with these invisible armor stands and run a quick test to see, yep, 1, okay, good. And then we can also do 2, we can do 3, we can do 5, yep, and then this one is Armageddon! Every single one goes off. Yeah, we have to be careful. That's gonna kill players about 100% of the time. And with that, these spore explosions are done. And on to the bleeding beams. You know, we really need to start coming up with better names for these things. This is starting to get a little disgusting. Nope, they're beams, they bleed. Let's get to work. So the basis of these beams is the following. This armor stand is going to follow the player in the X direction. Notice as I walk further away, it stays in kind of a fixed rail. And then we do the same thing on the other axis. And then of course, there is the beam. It's beautiful. And with just a little finesse, well, you can see for yourself. Check this out. These guys are called beam conjurers, and they are going to follow the player around. I actually made it so they even follow on the Z-axis, so they can kind of come up and down the stairs here, and they're going to create beams in this plus kind of configuration, and players are going to have to run around the arena and avoid the conjurers. Now, they have a little bit of a cue, so they'll make that sound. They pause for a moment in place, so it's not totally unfair. But oh my gosh, this is so cool! And if you're curious about how I get them to say "yeah" before they fire the beam, I use the Vex charge sound, and I tune it down 50%. And when the beam is actually conjured, I use the portal trigger sound, and I tune it up to 2, which is 100% faster. And to give you an idea of what the beam looks like in the X direction, it's just this command here that's run at the X armor stand. And to apply Wither to the player, we use the effect command on an area that's roughly around the particles, and we obviously apply the Wither effect. And with that, I can confidently say the beams were a massive success. So that means next on the list is the manifestation. You see, it all starts with this guy here, who is going to try to eat my face right now, and in fact, I probably could speed him up just a little bit. But basically, this guy is the manifestation of the curse. The curse basically puts himself into a mob, and this is what that looks like. So he's a pretty tough Wither skeleton, but there's a catch to it. He's not just some beefed up Minecraft mob. No, there's some extra detail. Now, if you notice in the side walls here, there are guardians that are actually riding on top of zombies, and I think that just looks so creepy. But these guardians are going to have particle beams that go between them and the manifestation. And these particle beams aren't just for effect, they also provide the manifestation with regeneration. And so if the player doesn't defeat these beam sustainers, then the manifestation is significantly more difficult. Therefore, it's up to players to work out that if you defeat the beam sustainers, then the manifestation becomes significantly easier. I also want to give a shout out to a community member by the name of Waterflow. Their channel is linked in the description of this video. They actually made a custom Avid boss fight that I will show you guys eventually. It's amazing. And in that boss fight, these guardians are used to provide basically the same effect for that boss. So thank you so much for the inspiration, Waterflow. And with a touch of finesse, why did everything die? As I was saying, and with a little finesse, ladies and gentlemen, we have finished the last mechanic of our boss fight. And checking that off the list, you're probably thinking, Avid, you are only halfway done with this boss fight, right? Based on your checklist? No, not really. All of the hard stuff is on the left side. We're not going to talk about the cutscene. That's going to have to happen off camera. But the rest of the items I am going to lightning through, and we are going to get right into the boss fight. I hope you guys are ready. Phase 1, complete. Handle items on player death, complete. Phase 2, and that's going to be a complete. And that's Phase 3, complete-a-ready. I'm losing my mind. Phase 4, clogging up my plan board over here. The cutscene, which I am so excited to show you, complete in about 4 hours of time. Final dialogue, rewards, and curing Rosewood. Check, check, check. You know what time it is. It's boss time. We just spent the last 3 months working on the Curse of Vilethorn quest. It is now time for us to rid Rosewood of its evil curse. Guys, I am so excited to show you how the story unfolds. But first, let's take a moment to watch the cutscene. 3 months ago, Cassius's swearing-in ceremony. Okay, let's get things moving. Where's the new recruit? Present. Wonderful then. Let us begin. Praise the sacred bloodline. You gain your rightful place. Praise the sacred bloodline. You gain your rightful place. Praise the sacred bloodline. You gain your rightful place. Present your hand, child. Why are you looking at Idus? Cassius? Because I know he's my father. I know who he is. And I am sorry, Father, for what I'm about to do. Cassius, what have you done? The old one, he made me do it. Everyone, get out of here now! Cassius, how could you? You're getting sloppy, Estra. This was far too easy. And now your precious rosewood is doomed! Cassius, how could you? Ooh, that's a juicy cutscene. All right, guys, as we know, this is a 4-phase boss fight, and it just gets right into it. This should be fun. Do you think you're some kind of hero in this story? I mean, look at you and look at me. I can't see you. With the wave of my hand, I can do this. That's actually terrifying. Still not afraid? This will be your greatest challenge yet. I think that's what Latria sounds like. Here, you'll need this. Ooh, a special hoe. The Holy Sickle. And the Curse of Vilethorn goes, rah! That's gonna hurt my throat. Okay, so the first phase here involves these exploding spores. And I also made it so that they summon in zombies. There's a chance for that. So the spores, if they explode near the player, they are going to poison the player. So you need to be super careful about that. And they also make that really gross, like, piglin noise. Yeah, terrifying. Right now, first phase, we're feeling pretty comfortable, but things start to get off the rails very, very quickly. Okay, oh gosh, okay. I got hit. Oh, that's not good. So there is the boil, and this contains the essence of the curse. Players need to destroy all 4 boils. There we go. And now it's time to die. So this section now involves the beam conjurers. And what they're gonna do is they're gonna follow the player around and conjure this really cool beam that gives the wither effect. Now the goal with this section, is to dodge the beams, but also is to survive. Look at their faces. Ah! No, don't look at their faces. A boil has appeared in the southeast corner. Go, 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 go. Yes, goodbye. Next section here, this guy is called the Manifestation. He is given a buff by these guys up here. So I need to take them out with my axe first, and you notice the particle effect disappears. All right, and they're, oh gosh, no. I got him. That's what a sharpness 10 axe can do. As we're destroying the boils, the room is starting to come back to its normal uncursed form. And then purple portal. All right, this is where things are really dangerous. So we have beam conjurers. We have the same problem up here where the manifestation is being powered. Okay, that's one. This is very bad. Okay, he is on us now. Oh, one more hit, please. Oh, this is so bad. I am trapped in a corner. Okay, go, 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 go. We've powered down the manifestation, it's buff. But we need to be careful because we can be poisoned. Take out the manifestation. The boil appeared, but we have so many guys all around us. Where is an entry point? I can only destroy wart blocks with this. There it is. Yes! The curse has manifested itself in the center, and we have quite the welcoming party. Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye. Nope, hello. We need to cut out his brains. Here we go. 7, 8, and 9. Oh, that is terrifying. Well done, hero. Air quotes. He's definitely sarcastically calling me a hero, so I guess that's fine. Okay, delve deeper into the dungeon, forfeit my inventory and save Rosewood. I think we know exactly what we're going to do. Rosewood, I'm coming. Whoa, okay, where are we? Oh, Rosewood. We're back in Rosewood. Din, hero, you saved the town. I owe you an immense debt. Yeah, you're darn right. And you're floating, by the way. I'm Din, by the way. Oh, I couldn't tell from the name above your head, but I've been trapped in my mansion for months. Trapped? Like what? In a deep stasis, unable to help my poor Rosewood. Well, that's what I came in. A silent hero, eh? I admire that. I've been talking to you. Well, I must be off. Well, that was quick. I need to find a way to restore the portal room, which I assume is where we just were. It's the only way we can stand a fighting chance against Ulm. Oh, and I believe a reward is in order for your troubles. He's moonwalking away. After him. I can't move. Until next time. We did it, guys, and he's gone. All right, well, I guess we beat Vilethorn. We cured Rosewood. The mansion is back and is beautiful, but something feels different. Like when I was down there, I feel like when I cured the curse, something changed in me too. Like a piece of me was left behind, and I can't seem to put my finger on it.